It's early spring in 2012. Ines and I are starting our weekend trek not far from Riga, from the Garkalne station, and quite poignant reminder here that this is one spot where some citizens of Riga were gathered and deported to Siberia. Here we are finally by the river Golya, having our first brunch break. The Golya is one of the more picturesque, relatively fast-flowing rivers in Latvia, and that's the main reason why we chose this area. So Ines, what are you actually making there? What is this? What's your secret recipe here?
Salt maize with algae and peanut butter. Creamy peanut butter. Lots of it.
Algae meaning like fruit?
Dried fruit in sourdough rye bread.
Okay.
Better than Vegemite.
All right.
Much better.
High energy and also compact, right?
And stuff your grandma should have made but didn't. See the fruit in the bread? See the peanut butter? And you can actually put it upside down, it doesn't fall off.
Looks like a meteorite to me.
You can stick it on like your back and it'll stay there.
Beavers have been busy around here. This is the first morning. We're in a swampy, kind of living in a squishy sponge. We've had a very challenging time. Yesterday we packed and we weren't really expecting rain, and it started raining yesterday, and the temperature was just above zero, and yeah, we had a pretty tough time. We got wet, and then we got very tired, and it was raining all the time, and then what's that?
We both lost
it. We both lost it. We got a bit
bitchy.
We got a bit dishevelled, and there was quite a
standoff.
It was an interesting scenario, but now we're kind of dried out. It rained at night, but we got our tents up somehow, dried out, got a fire going after hours and hours and hours, and yeah, well, we're still contemplating whether to go walking today or not, but it looks like the weather's clearing.
You have to show the water source.
Yes, and here is, well, first of all, this is my gourmet breakfast with yesterday's leftovers. It was bread soaking in them, and
I will show the squishy ground.
Yeah, show the squishy ground that we're living in. See that? Yum. Nice. Yeah, it's good for your feet. And I'll just move over to our camping spot. See how it all looks quite nice now, but when it was raining and setting up, it was terrible. I wasn't expecting it raining, so I didn't even take a tent, and this was how I set up here. And actually, luckily, I had it put up the right way, so the wind was blowing from behind, and had my pine needles down, so I wasn't actually cold. It was quite warm. And yeah, well, it's if it continues to rain, we were thinking that we might actually go back to Riga, but it looks like it's clearing, so let's hope for the best. I forgot to add that, well, see this, my coffee cup is empty at the moment, so I need some water, and now I shall demonstrate what our water source is for our time out here. We've run out of all our water, so here we have a what is this? This is a forest road. Water is ice cold here, and this is what we've been drinking. That's coffee. Actually, it looks like tea, but yes, that's what we've been drinking. There's a certain time of year in early spring when birch trees, before they bud and before they shoot their leaves, their sap starts running, and in Latvia it's a very popular thing to use these few weeks of the year to actually tap the sap that comes out of the tree. This morning I improvised with just drilling a hole with a knife and putting a stick in there and then wrapping a cloth around it, and it all seems to be dripping nicely into this bottle here. And it's very much like purified water. It doesn't taste like much. It's a bit slight kind of sweet flavour, and maybe a hint of coconut flavour. And Latvians actually like to they hoard this stuff like all year, and what they do is they just let it sit in the bottles, and it slowly ferments and becomes slightly fizzy, and it is a acquired taste, I must say.
This is me having lunch. Aldi doesn't feed me. Look what I did. On that.
Those damn pesky beavers are very inspirational. If they can eat it, you can eat it. Pretty amazing what these guys can do. Well, it's quite a chilly second morning. We managed to get out of the swamps and into the higher bits of Sigulda. We're about halfway between a place called Garkalne and Sigulda. The little bits of ice around everywhere. It's hovering around 0, and well, I slept outside, and it was a bit chilly, but at least I saved a bit of time not putting the tent up. And there's Ines again, busy as ever, blowing her nose. Is that breakfast?
Thank you. Good timing.
So Ines, what do you do when somebody calls you and you've got one foot in the bog, you're wet, you're cold, wind's blowing, miserable? What happens?
I asked them if you can cross private property by a river, and I was told 6 meters.
Yeah, but what's the response of somebody hearing that you're doing this sort of stuff?
A total silence, pretty much.
That would be bemusement, perhaps.
No, I think just shock, total silence, and then like, oh yeah, who did I call? I called Ines.
Yeah, of course, has to be.
What was I expecting?
Yeah. Sometimes this is the only way to get down.
More fun than you. Nothing pants. It's enough, Aldi. River for runts.
Well, what are you doing here then?
What are you doing? You're going to fall in. You're about to fall in.
Filming while I'm trying to cross the bridge.
Look at this is you. This is you right here. Witch sign.
Which sign is that?
There's witches on broomsticks. I'm serious.
That's
I'm serious.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's Latvia for you. Witches on broomsticks. We did have a little...
Hang on, spot the difference. We have the witch, and next to the witch is the mysterious headless hiker. I think there's some guillotines along the way.
He's gonna catch. It's gonna catch. Just kidding. This is Aldi crawling. Last steps. He's just wiped. Altitude sickness, nausea, vomiting, clumsiness. Look at clumsiness.
No, that's me every day.
Here, done that.
Like a ballerina. So graceful. Lucky you had that practice on Kilimanjaro. This is worse, isn't it?
And then climb up.
What shall we do?
Go to the next ski slope and climb up the ski slope.
Okay.
Which is what people do in Latvia. They climb up ski slopes because it's not worth skiing down.
No. But these stairs, they might be iced over. This sign, Sigulda station, says that we've reached our destination and with about an hour to spare until the next train. So we're very happy about having made it and really happy that we took this trip. So Inez, how would you best describe this trip?
I think you saw it. Don't need to say anything.
Yeah, we don't need to, yeah, it's good to have these videos.
Yeah.